Most women have no idea how deeply sugar affects their hormones. They blame stress, age, weight, PMS, perimenopause, or just being tired. But behind the mood swings, the cravings, the stubborn belly fat, the hot flashes, the anxiety, the bloating, and the sleep problems, there is often one silent trigger: sugar. Sugar doesn't just add calories, it disrupts your entire hormonal system, from insulin and cortisol to estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones. And what makes it worse is that many women don't even realize how much sugar they're consuming, because it's hidden in foods labeled healthy, low fat, or natural. After 35 to 40, when hormones naturally shift, your body becomes far more sensitive to sugar's effects. Blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, estrogen imbalance, low progesterone, inflammation, and fatigue all become more intense. Even small amounts of sugar can trigger big symptoms. Today, you'll discover exactly how sugar quietly destroys women's hormones, how to recognize the signs, and what simple steps can help restore balance. Educational only, not medical advice. Sugar and insulin, the fat-storing cycle that worsens after 40. If you gain weight faster than before, crave sweets more intensely, feel hungry shortly after eating, or store fat mostly around your belly, the real problem is not sugar itself, but how your hormones respond to sugar after 40. Your body simply cannot handle sugar the same way it used to. 1. Insulin is your body's sugar manager, but sugar overwhelms the system. Every time you eat sugar or refined carbs, your blood sugar rises, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin pushes sugar into your cells for energy. This is normal. But when there's too much sugar too often, your cells stop responding to insulin as well. This is called insulin resistance, one of the biggest drivers of weight gain and hormonal imbalance in midlife women. 2. Insulin resistance makes your body store more fat, especially belly fat. When your cells resist insulin, sugar remains in your bloodstream, so your body produces even more insulin to force it into the cells. High insulin equals high fat storage. This leads to belly fat, stubborn weight, fatigue, hunger after eating, cravings, irritability, inflammation. And the worst part? Insulin resistance often begins years before blood tests show abnormal results. 3. Why this cycle gets stronger after age 40. Several hormonal shifts leave women more vulnerable to insulin resistance. Estrogen drops. Estrogen makes cells more insulin sensitive. When estrogen decreases, your body struggles to process sugar. Progesterone drops. This affects stress levels and blood sugar stability. Cortisol increases. Stress raises blood sugar, making insulin work even harder. Muscle mass declines. Less muscle equals less sugar, burned equals more fat stored. This combination creates the perfect storm for sugar-driven weight gain. 4. Sugar causes energy crashes, hunger, and intense cravings. Sugar creates a rapid rise in blood sugar followed by a sharp drop. This crash leads to shakiness, irritability, exhaustion, intense cravings, emotional eating, desire for quick carbs. The more sugar you eat, the more your body demands. It becomes a hormonal roller coaster. 5. Hidden sugars make insulin resistance worse. Most women don't realize how much sugar they consume daily. Sugar hides in flavored yogurts, granola, energy bars, low-fat foods, sauces, dressings, cereals, coffee drinks, healthy snacks. Even foods marketed as natural or light can spike insulin significantly. After 40, these hidden sugars hit harder and stay longer. 6. High insulin disrupts other hormones too. High insulin affects estrogen. creates estrogen dominance, bloating, mood issues, PMS, heavy periods. Progesterone reduces progesterone, anxiety, poor sleep, irritability. Thyroid slows thyroid function, fatigue, coldness, weight gain. Cortisol increases stress hormones, belly fat storage. Sugar doesn't just affect weight, it affects your entire hormonal system. Sugar is one of the most powerful disruptors of insulin, and insulin is one of the most powerful fat-storing hormones. As women enter their 40s and 50s, hormonal changes make the body more vulnerable to insulin spikes, cravings, belly fat, inflammation, and fatigue. Understanding how sugar affects insulin is the first step toward reversing its hormonal damage. Sugar hijacks cortisol, the stress craving loop. If you crave sugar when you're stressed and feel even more stressed after eating it, you are not imagining it. Sugar and cortisol work together to create a hormonal loop that keeps women craving, eating, and storing more fat, especially after 40. 1. Cortisol is your stress hormone. Sugar directly affects it. Whenever your body thinks you're in danger, it releases cortisol. But today's danger is rarely physical. It's emotional stress, overthinking, deadlines, poor sleep, and daily overwhelm. Here's where sugar makes everything worse. Sugar triggers a spike in cortisol because your body interprets high blood sugar as a threat. So even if you eat sugar to calm yourself, your body reacts as if you're stressed. 2. The sugar, cortisol, adrenaline cycle. Here's the hormonal roller coaster. You eat sugar, blood sugar spikes, cortisol rises, adrenaline is released, heart rate increases, anxiety or irritability kicks in, blood sugar crashes, you crave more sugar. This creates a loop that keeps your hormones unstable all day. 3. Sugar causes nighttime cortisol spikes, the 3 a.m. wake-up problem. Sugar, especially in the evening, leads to blood sugar spikes, blood sugar crashes, adrenaline release, cortisol elevation. This often leads to waking up suddenly between 2 and 4 a.m., feeling alert or anxious, difficulty falling back asleep, nighttime hunger. Many women say, "I wake up wide awake for no reason." But the reason is hormonal. Sugar is hijacking your nighttime cortisol curve. 4. Sugar increases emotional sensitivity, especially in women 40 plus. Low estrogen plus low progesterone equals a more reactive nervous system. Sugar worsens this by intensifying mood swings, making stress feel bigger, increasing nervous system tension, reducing your ability to handle small irritations. So when women eat sugar to feel better, they often feel more anxious, more overwhelmed, more exhausted. Sugar doesn't soothe, it sensitizes. 5. Stress makes you crave. Sugar makes you more stressed. This is the stress craving loop. For women over 40, this loop becomes stronger because cortisol naturally rises faster. Progesterone, your calming hormone, declines. Sleep quality gets disrupted. The nervous system becomes more sensitive. This is why cravings become more intense during perimenopause and menopause. 6. Sugar affects the brain's stress center. Sugar triggers dopamine, a reward chemical. But over time, the brain needs more sugar to get the same effect. This creates emotional eating, addiction-like patterns. Using sugar for comfort. Reward-punishment thinking. Eating sugar automatically during stress. Cortisol further intensifies these brain pathways. 7. Why women experience stronger sugar stress cycles than men. Women have more sensitive adrenal glands, lower stress tolerance during hormonal shifts, more cortisol receptors in belly fat, stronger insulin responses, lower progesterone after 35 to 40. All of this makes sugar's impact on cortisol much more powerful. This is why men can eat sugar and feel fine, while women experience cravings, bloating, irritability, and belly fat. Sugar doesn't just spike insulin, it hijacks your stress system. It raises cortisol, triggers adrenaline, disrupts sleep, increases emotional sensitivity, and creates a feedback loop of cravings and stress that becomes stronger with age. By understanding how sugar manipulates cortisol, women can finally break the cycle that drains their energy, mood, and hormone balance. Sugar disrupts estrogen, PMS, PCOS, perimenopause. If your periods have become more painful, your PMS is more intense, you're bloating more frequently, or your perimenopause symptoms are more unpredictable, sugar may be quietly disrupting your estrogen balance. And for many women, this happens long before they're aware of it. 1. Sugar triggers estrogen imbalance, even when your diet looks normal. Estrogen is one of the most influential hormones in a woman's body. It controls mood, skin, metabolism, cycle regularity, reproductive health, bone strength, fat storage, temperature regulation. But sugar affects how estrogen is produced, detoxified, and used by your cells. When sugar intake is high, even moderately, estrogen becomes unstable. Women may experience estrogen spikes followed by estrogen crashes, leading to intense symptoms. 2. Sugar increases estrogen dominance, the hidden hormonal storm. Estrogen dominance doesn't mean estrogen is too high. It means estrogen is too high compared to progesterone. Sugar contributes to this by increasing insulin, raising inflammation, slowing estrogen detox in the liver, disrupting gut bacteria, estrobolome, raising body fat, which produces extra estrogen. Estrogen dominance causes heavy periods, painful cramps, breast tenderness, bloating, mood swings, irritability, headaches, weight gain around hips and belly. This is why PMS becomes more intense the more sugar you eat. 3. Sugar weakens. Progesterone, making estrogen symptoms worse. Estrogen and progesterone must stay in balance. Sugar lowers progesterone by increasing cortisol, which steals progesterone, worsening insulin resistance, stressing the adrenal glands, reducing deep sleep where progesterone-related repair happens. Low progesterone equals estrogen dominance becomes stronger. Symptoms worsen, more bloating, more cramps, more emotional sensitivity, worsening PMDD, increased water retention. It becomes a cycle. Sugar disrupts progesterone arrow. Estrogen dominance increases arrow symptoms, worsen arrow cravings, rise arrow sugar intake increases again. 4. Sugar intensifies perimenopause symptoms. During perimenopause, estrogen becomes extremely unpredictable, rising high one month and dropping low the next. Sugar worsens these fluctuations by increasing blood sugar swings, overstimulating cortisol, slowing estrogen detox, increasing inflammation in the brain, raising histamine, which amplifies hot flashes and anxiety. This leads to more hot flashes, worse night sweats, heavier periods, more painful cycles, unpredictable spotting, more acne or breakouts, stronger emotional swings. Sugar acts like fuel on the hormonal fire. 5. Sugar worsens PCOS and PCOS-like symptoms. Even women without classic PCOS may develop PCOS-like symptoms due to insulin resistance. Sugar increases androgen male hormone production in the ovaries, leading to increased facial hair, hair thinning, acne, irregular cycles, ovarian cysts, fertility challenges. For women with PCOS, sugar is like a hormonal landmine. It immediately worsens symptoms. 6. Sugar disrupts estrogen. Detoxification through the gut. Your gut microbiome, the estrobolome, helps break down estrogen. Sugar feeds bad bacteria, weakens the gut lining, and causes inflammation. This leads to estrogen recycling back into the bloodstream, bloating, gas, constipation, IBS-like symptoms, worsened PMS, estrogen dominance. A poor gut equals poor estrogen detox. Sugar doesn't just affect weight, it destabilizes your estrogen pathways. It increases estrogen dominance, weakens progesterone, intensifies PMS and perimenopause symptoms, worsens PCOS-related patterns, and disrupts estrogen detox in the gut. The result is heavier periods, worse mood swings, more bloating, and a hormonal system that feels completely unpredictable. Sugar lowers progesterone, the reason you feel more anxious. If you feel more anxious than usual, more irritable, more sensitive, or if your sleep has become lighter and your mood's more unpredictable, sugar may be quietly lowering your progesterone levels. And progesterone is the hormone that helps women feel calm, steady, and emotionally grounded. 1. Progesterone is the calming hormone. Sugar undermines it. Progesterone plays a major role in reducing anxiety, supporting deep sleep, regulating your cycle, calming the nervous system, balancing estrogen, preparing the body for rest. But sugar directly affects progesterone by disrupting the systems that produce and protect this hormone. When progesterone drops, women feel more anxious, more emotional, less patient, more wired at night, less grounded, and sugar accelerates this decline. 2. Sugar steals progesterone. Through the cortisol pathway. When sugar spikes your blood sugar, it triggers cortisol, your stress hormone. Here's the problem. Your body uses the same raw materials to make both cortisol and progesterone. So, when cortisol rises, the body diverts resources away from progesterone, a phenomenon known as pregnenolone steal. This leads to low progesterone, high stress response, more irritability, mood instability, nighttime restlessness. 3. Sugar disrupts sleep, reducing progesterone. Even further, progesterone supports deep, restorative sleep by increasing GABA, the brain's calming neurotransmitter. But sugar causes rapid blood sugar spikes, nighttime crashes, adrenaline release, cortisol elevation. 2 to 4 a.m. wake-ups, restless sleep. Poor sleep reduces progesterone production even more. This becomes a cycle. Sugar, poor sleep, low progesterone, more cravings plus mood symptoms, more sugar intake. 4. Low progesterone causes emotional instability, sugar makes it worse. When progesterone drops, emotional symptoms increase, irritability, crying easily, low stress tolerance, feeling overwhelmed, overthinking, mood swings, tension headaches. Sugar intensifies every one of these symptoms because unstable blood sugar raises cortisol and further suppresses progesterone. This is why women often feel not like themselves after eating sugar. 5. Sugar alters brain chemistry, weakening progesterone's calming effects. Sugar affects GABA, lowers calmness. Progesterone relies on GABA. Sugar weakens this pathway. Serotonin creates emotional highs and crashes. Sugar spikes serotonin briefly, then drops it fast. Dopamine increases cravings and reward seeking. Women feel compelled to seek more sugar for comfort. This neurochemical disruption makes low progesterone symptoms even more intense. 6. Sugar worsens PMS, perimenopause, and postpartum progesterone drops. Women naturally experience lower progesterone during PMS, perimenopause, postpartum period, high-stress seasons. Sugar makes these drops sharper and symptoms heavier, stronger cramps, worse irritability, severe mood swings, breast tenderness, spotting, increased bloating. This is why hormonal symptoms feel dramatically worse during sugary weeks. 7. Sugar increases inflammation, blocking progesterone receptors. Chronic sugar intake inflames hormone receptors. Even if progesterone is present, your cells can't use it effectively. This leads to progesterone resistance, PMS-like symptoms, heavier periods, cycle irregularity, worse anxiety, more irritability. It's not just about how much progesterone you have, it's whether your body can respond to it. Sugar is one of the fastest ways to lower progesterone, the hormone responsible for calmness, emotional stability, deep sleep, and cycle regulation. It raises cortisol, disrupts sleep, alters brain chemistry, increases inflammation, and blocks the receptors that need progesterone to function. For women in their 40s and 50s, when progesterone naturally declines, sugar makes everything worse: mood, sleep, energy, periods, and overall hormonal balance. Sugar slows your thyroid, energy, metabolism, and weight. If you feel exhausted even after sleeping, cold when others feel normal, mentally foggy, or like your metabolism has simply shut down, sugar may be quietly suppressing your thyroid, the hormone engine that keeps your body energized and burning fat. Most women don't realize their thyroid is deeply sensitive to sugar, especially after 40. 1. Your thyroid controls your metabolism. Sugar disrupts its rhythm. Your thyroid releases two major hormones: T4, inactive form; T3, active form that boosts metabolism. T3 controls how fast you burn calories, how much energy you feel, your temperature, digestion, brain clarity, fat-burning ability. Sugar interferes with this entire process. Sugar spikes blood, sugar arrow, cortisol rises, arrow inflammation, increases arrow thyroid conversion slows. Your thyroid simply can't operate normally in a high sugar environment. 2. Sugar reduces T4 to T3. Conversion, the most important step. Your body must convert T4 into active T3 to boost metabolism. Sugar disrupts this conversion by raising inflammation, increasing cortisol, stressing the liver, destabilizing blood sugar, weakening nutrient absorption, overloading the detox system. When conversion slows, you produce less active T3, leading to slower metabolism, stubborn belly fat, fatigue, cold intolerance, brain fog, depressive mood, constipation. Even small daily sugar spikes can disrupt this balance. 3. Sugar raises reverse T3, the hormone that blocks your metabolism. Reverse T3, RT3, is a molecule that blocks active thyroid hormone. Sugar and insulin resistance increase RT3, which then slows metabolism further, blocks T3 receptors, reduces energy production, increases fat storage, worsens fatigue. This is one reason many women hit 40 plus and suddenly feel like their body refuses to lose weight. 4. Sugar weakens the gut. And 20% of thyroid function depends on the gut. Your gut bacteria help activate and convert thyroid hormones. But sugar feeds bad gut bacteria and creates dysbiosis. This leads to bloating, constipation, inflammation, poor nutrient absorption, weakened immune function. When your gut is inflamed, thyroid activation drops, and so does your energy. Women often think they have a slow metabolism, but it's actually their gut-thyroid connection being disrupted by sugar. 5. Sugar effects. Thyroid-related brain function. Low thyroid caused by sugar can lead to brain fog, slow thinking, memory issues, decreased motivation, difficulty focusing. This isn't aging, it's a hormonal slowdown caused by blood sugar instability. 6. Sugar increases cortisol, and cortisol blocks thyroid activity. Cortisol suppresses thyroid function by reducing T3, slowing conversion, lowering receptor sensitivity, increasing inflammation. Since sugar raises cortisol, this becomes a direct hormonal attack on thyroid function. Many women say, "Stress and sweets drain my energy." Biochemically, this is true. 7. Sugar triggers nutrient deficiencies that harm thyroid health. Your thyroid depends on selenium, zinc, iodine, magnesium, iron. Sugar depletes these nutrients by increasing mineral loss, reducing absorption, inflaming the gut, overloading the liver. Without minerals, your thyroid cannot function, no matter how healthy you eat. Sugar disrupts the thyroid at every level, from hormone production to conversion to receptor function. It slows metabolism, drains energy, increases inflammation, weakens nutrient absorption, and accelerates weight gain, especially around the belly. For women over 40 whose thyroid function is already more sensitive, sugar becomes one of the biggest hidden drivers of fatigue, slow metabolism, and hormonal weight gain. The inflammation link. How sugar damages hormone receptors. You can have normal hormone levels, yet still feel tired, bloated, moody, foggy, and hormonally off. Why? Because sugar doesn't just change your hormones, it damages the receptors that allow your hormones to work. This is one of the most silent and powerful ways sugar destroys women's hormonal balance. 1. Hormone receptors are the locks, your hormones are the keys. Your hormones can only work if they can bind to their receptors. Estrogen needs estrogen receptors. Progesterone needs progesterone receptors. Thyroid hormone needs thyroid receptors. Insulin needs insulin receptors. When these receptors become damaged or inflamed, your hormones cannot communicate with your cells. Sugar is one of the biggest sources of hidden inflammation affecting these receptors. 2. Sugar increases inflammation. Throughout the body. When sugar hits your bloodstream, blood sugar rises rapidly. Insulin spikes, cortisol rises, inflammatory cytokines are released. Oxidative stress increases. This inflammation damages hormone receptors in the brain, the gut, the liver, fat cells, thyroid tissue, ovaries, adrenal glands. Even if your hormone levels look normal, inflammation blocks their signals. 3. Inflammation creates hormone resistance. Hormone resistance happens when receptors stop responding. Insulin resistance. Cells ignore insulin. Blood sugar rises, belly fat increases. Estrogen resistance. Cells stop recognizing estrogen. Worsened PMS, hot flashes, mood swings. Progesterone resistance. Receptors weaken. Anxiety increases, sleep worsens, irritability rises. Thyroid resistance. Receptors fail to respond to thyroid hormones, fatigue, slow metabolism, weight gain. Sugar accelerates all 4 types of hormone resistance. 4. Sugar damages brain. Hormone receptors affecting mood, stress, and sleep. Inflammation from sugar affects hormone receptors in the brain, leading to mood swings, irritability, anxiety, brain fog, low motivation, trouble concentrating, poor sleep quality. Your brain literally becomes less responsive to hormones that are supposed to calm you. This is why sugar makes emotional symptoms worse, especially for perimenopausal women. 5. Sugar inflames the gut, disrupting hormone metabolism. Your gut is responsible for estrogen detox, serotonin production, nutrient absorption, immune regulation. Sugar disrupts gut bacteria and weakens the gut lining. This leads to bloating, constipation or loose stools, increased estrogen recycling, estrobolome dysfunction, mood instability, inflammation that spreads throughout the body. A damaged gut equals damaged hormone communication. 6. Sugar overloads the liver, slowing hormone detoxification. The liver detoxifies estrogen, cortisol, insulin, thyroid hormones, and toxins. But sugar stresses the liver and contributes to fatty liver, making detoxification slower. This leads to estrogen dominance, high cortisol, blood sugar dysregulation, sluggish thyroid function. When the liver is inflamed, hormones cannot clear properly, so symptoms intensify. 7. Chronic sugar intake creates a hormonal traffic jam. When receptors are damaged, hormones cannot bind. Signals get weaker. The body produces more hormones. Inflammation rises. Symptoms worsen. This feels like stubborn belly fat, worsening PMS, irregular cycles, poor sleep, low energy, anxiety, hair thinning, cravings, weight gain despite normal eating. Your hormones aren't broken, the receptors are inflamed. Sugar doesn't just spike insulin. It inflames your entire hormonal system. It damages hormone receptors, disrupts detox pathways, weakens gut health, overloads the liver, and creates hormone resistance. This is why women can feel hormonally out of balance even when their blood tests look normal. Reducing sugar isn't about dieting, it's about letting your hormones finally work the way they're meant to. Conclusion: sugar is one of the most powerful hormone disruptors in a woman's body, and most women never realize it. It raises insulin, spikes cortisol, disrupts estrogen, lowers progesterone, slows the thyroid, inflames the gut, damages hormone receptors, and creates a cycle of fatigue, cravings, mood swings, belly fat, and hormonal chaos. And the most important truth is this: your symptoms are not your fault. They're not because you're weak, lazy, or lacking willpower. Your body is simply responding to hormonal stress created by sugar, often hidden in everyday foods. But here's the good news: when you stabilize blood sugar, your hormones begin healing fast. Your mood becomes steadier, your sleep improves, your cravings fade, your energy rises, your belly shrinks, and your body finally feels like it's working with you again. Small changes, one meal at a time, create big hormonal transformations. This video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. If this helped you understand your body better, please like, subscribe, and share this video with another woman who needs this information. Thanks for watching.